Quick video tonight, a little update on these Redwing 1907s I recently bought. Just wanted to share some thoughts on sizing and break-in, having worn them for about 6 weeks now. But before we get on to that, if you follow my channel, you'll have seen a recent review I did on this fantastic handmade belt from Chadwick Handmade Belts in the UK. After posting that video and a couple of shots on Instagram, Chris Chadwick reached out to me and wanted to offer up a discount code for my subscribers. If you're interested in high quality handmade leather belts and you like discounts, you might want to use the code. I'll put the link below this video and also the code as well, but the code is Devon, D-E-V-O-N, all block capitals I believe. And that will get you 12% off these fantastic UK made belts. If you want to find out more about the belt, check out that original video and by all means get yourself a good discount off one if you fancy one. So take a look at that. But now back onto the subject at hand for this video. Redwing 1907s. Redwings have got a fearful reputation for break-in. Having done the 18 or 875s, I can attest to that. They're really hard work. These, maybe I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, I've approached it differently. Little and often is the way to go. With the 875s, I thought, well, I'm just going to break these in the hard way. I'm going to walk miles in them, and to be perfectly honest, I wrecked my feet. With these, I've worn them daily, all day long around the office, so light wear. So if you're one of these guys who wears Redwings on building sites, you're going to have to find a different way, but light wear, not walking miles, not being on your feet, but just letting your sort of feet get the leather to slowly yield was the way I found these to break in relatively easily. So we're probably 4 weeks, 5 weeks in, still a long way to go on the journey of breaking a pair of Redwings, but these are now at a state where I can wear them all day, walking, sitting, doing whatever I like without any discomfort. I've not had any blisters, so little and often is definitely the way to go for me, and maybe you as well. So thoughts about these boots in general, which I thought I'd share. These have definitely been easier than the 875s. I know I've got a little bit more used to breaking in Redwings, but I think that the last that are used on these genuinely makes for an easier break-in. So with this last, you've got a deeper toe box, so greater height on it. That's partly because these can accommodate an insole, and they come with a fairly fine, thin, rubber-backed leather insole, which does add to the comfort, but it also means that you've got this deeper last, and I think that really makes life easy on these, because Redwings are fairly narrow in the toe box, and slightly wider feet such as mine are sort of a G fitting maybe. You've got something to break in on the sides there. Now with a deeper toe box, not only do you have more material on the side there to yield, so you get a quicker break in, but you're just that little bit further away from these seams. So what I really found with the 875s is as you're breaking these in, as they're starting to mould to the shape of your feet, and you're finding those creases, you're making those creases in the toes there for you as you walk. I got some really severe blisters on both little toe and big toe, where these seams, where the mock toe seams bent, kinked and pinched on your toes. So this last is a lot more forgiving, still relatively narrow, but with that extra little bit of height, much more forgiving on your toes. Well, certainly that's my experience. Other thoughts on these and the break-in experience. The bellows tongue obviously takes a little bit of breaking in to get that really tight fit on the top of your foot, which in turn allows your heel to snug back into the heel cap here. Until you get that tight fit, until you've broken that bellows tongue down so it's ready to go tight onto the top of your foot, you are likely to get some rubbing at the back because your heel will be moving around. So really working on that tongue is quite important. What I have found is these laces, the leather laces, not only do they look fantastic, but they also help somewhat as you're breaking them in, because they've got that natural stretch and they yield a bit. So you can tighten up your shoes there. It looks nice and snug, looks nice and smart, but that leather will still yield a bit with wear. Other thoughts, the leather is looking fantastic. It's a little bit more sort of mottled in colour than the leather you get with the traditional 875s. I'm going to let this go dry. I'm not going to treat this until, well, to be perfectly honest, until I've got water ingress problems, because I want to see this go nice and light and see what sort of patina it will pick up as it dries. Not the best way to look after your boots, but this is a naturally very waxy sort of pull-up leather, and I think it can take quite a lot of wear before it needs treatment. If you've watched my older videos, you'll know that I do like to have a lighter brown boot. As soon as you treat most of these boots, I've still not found a product which doesn't significantly darken them. So I'm enjoying these whilst I can in their sort of untreated state. As with all Red Wings, the sole, fantastically comfortable. The full support across the full length of your foot is really good if you're spending a lot of time on your feet. It doesn't yield and bend as much as a traditional sort of half sole and heel cap style boot, but it does have that overall support. It is a very soft compound, and you can maybe start seeing the wear patterns picking up on the toes there and the heel, but well, that's what you get for comfort really. It's not going to last forever, but certainly a good year's wear I've found you can get out of these. So I think that's probably about it. One other thing, sizing. So everyone Red Wings always says go half a size down, a full size down. I truly don't believe that's the wise advice. As I've said, I've found these to be a very narrow last typically, so sizing down is just going to make breaking that little bit harder. I go true to size, so I'm 8 in a boot size typically, and again 8 in Red Wings, UK, that is US 9s, but your mileage might vary. If you've got very slender feet you might be fine, but I always find a slightly larger boot can be accommodated with a thicker sock. A boot which is too small you just can't work with. So I think that's about it. I'll be doing a follow-up review on these shortly, probably doing a direct comparison with the 875s, because I've always wondered myself how they differ, and I'll just do some overall summary differences of those, and then I'll be back for the 6-month review. Obviously check out my channel, there's going to be lots more boot reviews, denim, everyday carry, running kit is my newest hobby and interest. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, see if we share any other common interests, and I'm sure we'll find we do. If you fancy high quality handmade belt made by Chris Chadwick in the UK, please use that discount code, check the link below, and yeah, that's about it. So I hope you found that useful. Thoroughly enjoyed these boots. Let me know what you think of your boots if you've got the 1907s yourself. Have you found them easier to break in than other Red Wings? And of course subscribe. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.